So, you wanted to talk about Injustice. You want to talk about the new update.
1.05.
Okay. What about it?
So, I've been reading a lot of comments too about it, because it was a pretty decently sized update. I think it was like over a gigabyte. And they added in Sub-Zero, which is exciting. He's coming out on July 11th. Yep. That's confirmed, so that'll be cool. His design looks really cool. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see him. But I've seen a lot of complaints about not really updating balancing issues and some other gameplay fixes. So
there was some balance stuff, just not a lot of nerf stuff.
Not a lot of nerf stuff was the problem. So Black Adam...
Didn't you say nothing happened to Deadshot?
I don't know that for sure, but I haven't seen anything. So I'm assuming they haven't really done much with him. I don't know that for sure, though, so we'll have to see that.
Did you read the patch notes?
Yeah, I did.
Because I just skimmed them before.
Yeah, so they didn't do anything for Black Adam, and he is the main one where everyone's annoyed with it. Because he's got a combo that takes out half of your health. It's insane. So that's something that needs to be focused on sooner rather than later.
Right.
One thing that was nice, though, is they added in the... when you're decoding mother boxes, it's just a faster option. You can just press square, and instead of backing out, going through the animation over and over again, if you have a ton of them, you just press square and kind of fly through them a lot faster. What I did notice, though, is it seemed that I wasn't getting as many epics. Maybe that was just my experience. Maybe I wasn't getting any luck, but
They didn't release anything in the patch notes about the drop rate, did they?
No, I didn't see anything in there.
But I guess if you, completely tank the drop rate, I don't know if I would say anything.
No, and that's what's... Yeah.
Did you see any comments about that either way?
I saw a couple.
Players talking about it?
I saw a couple on Reddit where, I personally opened 17, and that included, I think 8 bronze, 6 silvers, and whatever was left golds. And I didn't get a single epic out of those. Usually you're probably going to get 4 or 5 before the update. So I don't know. I don't know if that was just really bad luck and that was a terrible run.
That's always possible. But yeah, it's also possible they just tanked it.
And they could have. And that's what... they've been tanking a lot of that stuff. And I've noticed, too, one thing that's really been bothering me about this game, I love getting trophies. And I have a lot of them in this game. But there's one called Catcall, where you're trying to get an ability for Catwoman. 0.1% of the people who have Injustice 2 have gotten this achievement. And the only way that you can get the ability is through a drop box, or a mother box, and it needs to come out. And abilities are considered epics now. So you not only need to pull an epic, which it seems that has gone down, but then you also need to get an ability that is insanely rare to get. I've seen people who are opening thousands of mother boxes just to try to get this, and they
haven't gotten it.
And they haven't. A guy opened 7,000 mother boxes and did not get Catcall.
And so it hasn't happened yet, but I'm not saying it will happen. I just wouldn't be surprised if there was a point how you can buy source crystals. If maybe source crystals could eventually be used in the future to buy mother boxes.
I could see that.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I personally don't think they'll ever go the route of $5.99 for mother boxes, just because that's way too upfront.
That's super, yeah.
But if they did the source crystal thing, and it's well, you could use the source crystals for whatever you want. If you want to put source crystals towards mother boxes, that's you. I could... You know what I'm saying?
I could totally see him doing it.
But stuff like that, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, in my opinion.
The nether realm.
Yes, the nether realm of possibility. Kill yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised at that, especially with things like Catcall floating around out there. But I thought the comment we read on Reddit as well, when people were arguing about the balance changes, and someone was like, well, they can't change the balance because there's a tournament coming up soon. I thought that was interesting.
I did too, because I didn't even think about that, but that's definitely been advertised pretty heavily, and I get that if you don't want to make any huge changes until the tournament's over, because people are practicing, getting ready for the tournament.
Yeah, it makes sense, but at the same time, if so everybody else, you just have to kind of deal with it in the meantime, and we don't actually know if they're going to change anything after.
Well, exactly, and I think
because there were some balance changes anyway.
There were some. But there needs to be a lot more. There are some, Black Adam's insane. But
that said, this game is infinitely better than the first game already. As far as balance even.
Oh, yeah.
It's way better. And I honestly, there's probably not a single area where the first game's better.
No, this game was a huge improvement on the first one. As far as balancing, for sure. And really everything, to be honest. I think it's a really good game.
Yeah, even when they, first displayed, the graphics, I thought it was going to look kind of garbage. Because remember, like, they showed off the graphics originally and they were subpar.
And you hated it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's gotten much better looking now. Not that that's everything, but there's also a level of, like, this is embarrassing.
Right.
Like, if you have, like, a lot of money to throw behind a game and it looks bad. So I don't know, like, overall I'm impressed by this, but yeah, I think they have, like, steps they could certainly take to balance, like, certain characters better. Right now, the way it is, like, even though the competitive play is better, I would say it's almost more fun to still stick to multiverse.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
So
yeah, I just stick it out with the multiverse, and I get, going back to the tournament really quick, I get the want to leave it the way it is for those players, but I think even leaving the combos the way they are, but lessening the damage was one comment that I saw, and that totally makes sense.
Well, yeah, like, even if you lessen the damage on the Black Adam combo by, like, I don't know, what, it's 50% of one life bar, right?
That's what I've heard. It can get all the way up
lower
there.
to, like, a third of a life bar.
Yeah. Even a little bit would help.
And
yeah.
that would make it so that you had to do it 3 times to take somebody out, basically,
instead
not
of
2. So, I don't know, plus chip damage.
Right.
So, if you did something like that, like, that can affect the problem. Here's the problem. That can affect characters, like, significantly. Like, if you look at some of the stuff Street Fighter's done with balancing since Street Fighter V came out, which I like Street Fighter V, but it's kind of been a bit of a shit show back and forth with, like, the game launched clearly unfinished. It didn't even launch with the story mode in the game.
Nice.
Like, they put it out there because they wanted it out in time, I believe, for EVO.
Really?
Yeah, and I think it was EVO. It was either EVO or a different fighting game tournament. This was a while ago.
Okay.
So they put it out to be out in time for that, and the game was clearly not finished. But, like, if you change just a couple things with these characters and, like, the damage output they do, it can almost ruin a character too. So, like, if you cut back too far, that character's suddenly worthless.
Right.
And not useful at all.
And that's not what we're looking for.
No, absolutely not. We don't, you don't want to, like, ruin Black Adam or Deadshot.
Yeah,
it's more just like you want it to be in the realm of fairness.
Yeah, they can still be good, but they shouldn't be like, oh great, he's picking Black Adam, I'm screwed.
That's how Deathstroke was in the first game. Remember that? Where it was like, if somebody picked Deathstroke, like, you might as well, unless you, like, are like, okay, I'll be Superman, you might as well just shut it off.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. You're gonna get an L.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I totally get that. It kind of goes both ways. Like, you wouldn't want to ruin a tournament, like the balance for a tournament, but also in the meantime, you have what? Like, maybe like 1% of people are going to compete in that tournament who own the game.
Right.
So there's a lot of people just dealing with it in the meantime.
That's a really good point. I don't know. I think there's still obviously a lot of room for updates. Sub-Zero comes out in about a week.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he's completely broken or not.
Right, which is possible.
I don't think Red Hood was.
No, I think Red Hood's decent. To be honest, I think he's fine. They had a ton of updates for him in this patch,
because I think like, because I was watching some stuff for him because, like, you know, I borrowed the game from you. I played it a lot, and I haven't gotten it again yet because, like, I was switching jobs and, you know, hadn't gotten paid for like a month. But I saw some stuff for him where it was like some of the moves he was doing were a little too fast, you know, and it looked like from those patch notes they changed a couple things with him, so maybe that'll be different. Hopefully they didn't break him.
I hope so.
But we'll have to see, like, if I was gonna say Frozone from the Incredibles. We'll have to see if Frozone is the same way. I don't know why I started thinking about the Incredibles.
He's the greatest. Well, let us know what you think in the comments section, guys. Do you think this update was worth it? Do you think this made some good changes? And what other changes do they need to make? Let us know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.